I'll start with the only thing I actually saw because I was only on the news cycles and the tweeters and everything for a solid amount of time yesterday. I was too busy surfing, living the dream. Uh,
He was on a
and I
boat.
just saw
Jealous.
it's true. And then had a little fire after. It was a good time.
Mm.
So Kyle's gonna catch me up on some more stuff. But the one thing I did saw was Brendan Fraser getting an 8-minute, just him. He got an 8-minute standing ovation for Darren Aronofsky's film. Was it not Darren Aronofsky? Was it
Yep.
Aronofsky?
Hmm.
Yeah, Darren Aronofsky for Whale. And I saw a little
The
interview
Whale.
where the Whale, excuse me. I saw a little bit of an interview with Darren where he said it took him years to cast this movie, and that he saw Brendan Fraser in a Brazilian film, a low budget Brazilian film, and was like, "This is it." Like he said he wasn't super familiar with his work. He hadn't seen some of the OGs back in the day, like George of the Jungle, and he went back watched
He's
those, and
seen
he was
George of
in.
the Jungle.
He
Don't
literally in the
lie,
interview said
Darren.
he had not.
I don't believe
Um,
him. Guy makes Noah,
so
but hasn't seen George of the Jungle. Come on
so
now.
I'm pumped for that for our boy Brendan. I'm in on the Brendan Massance, whatever we want to call it, like
Hmm.
McConaughey got. Um, I'm very curious. I don't know anything about this movie, The Whale. I really hated the last Darren Aronofsky movie I saw, so I'm not super high on him right now because Mother is a horrible movie. Um, Noah wasn't great. Black Swan is amazing. The Wrestler's amazing. The Fountain, maybe not so much. Some people really like it. Requiem for a Dream is intense. Pie's all right, but I'm curious what Whale brings. I heard people were saying he's the front runner now for the Oscar win, but we'll see. So Kyle, tell me not only about your thoughts on the Whale and Darren, but everything else I need to know about Venice this weekend.
Well, in case if people did want to know, any of the listeners want to know, The Whale is about a 600-pound man who is trying to reconnect with his 17-year-old daughter, who is being played by Sadie Sink from Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
hearing a little bit that she was getting some good buzz for her performance, and I'm really excited to see what she's going to do opposite Brendan Fraser. But like you, with what he went through in the industry and why he just disappeared for so many years, it's amazing to see him be able to come back and be reinvited to the industry. And he just seems like a really down to earth, good dude as well. He's awesome in Doom Patrol. So if you want something else to watch of his leading up to The Whale, there's something there.
He's gonna
He
be
is
in.
getting a lot.
Hang on, real quick. He's gonna
Yeah,
be
no
in
problem.
Martin Scorsese's next movie, Killers of the Flower Moon, which a friend of ours
Oh,
says
that's
is an
right.
incredible book. Leo
Hmm.
DiCaprio's in it, the man who never dates women under 25, which has been
No.
trending for 3, 4, 5 days straight. Leo,
God.
Leo, Leo. Have you seen Meryl Streep? Have you seen her? Date
You
Meryl.
could land.
That'd be
You could
that'd be
land
the
Meryl.
power. Think of how talented their children would be. Think about it. Incredible. No shade to Meryl's
Yeah.
real husband. He's an absolute stud. But
Mhm.
anyway,
We're
that's going
just
to be really
saying.
cool for Brendan too.
Yeah.
Darren Aronofsky's one thing. He's got some good movies under his belt. I think he's known as kind of a wackadoodle in Hollywood. I didn't love Mother. I thought Mother was pretty atrociously bad. Noah's, ugh. But you put Brendan with Martin Scorsese, and if he's putting up Oscar with Darren Aronofsky, who's a good director, but if you put him with Martin Scorsese, look out. Anyway, you may continue, sir.
Well, yeah, I'll just move on then because from what I'm hearing right now, the conversations in terms of like lead performances are between Brendan Fraser and Timothy Chalamet. Um, Timothy
Oh
Chalamet
God,
is about to
for Willy
have a movie
Wonka,
come out. Yeah, for Willy Wonka.
let's get
I can't.
it.
I can't believe that's going to be a real movie. But it's going to be for a movie called Bones and All. It has the
Bones
director.
and all.
I always mess up his name. Luca
Wow.
Guadagnino. He was the director of Call Me by Your Name, and the director and Timothy are getting a lot of praise for this movie. This movie is supposed to be based on the 2015 novel of the same name, which is about two young lovers who take a cross country trip, but are also cannibals, which that took a turn from what I was just reading about. But from
So
what I'm hearing, it's a really
He leaves Army Hammer and Call Me by Your Name, and then makes a movie about Army Hammer.
I
Timothy,
didn't think
Timothy, you dog. What is
that's
this
how
move?
that's how you get through the industry, kids. Fire with fire. I
Apparently,
didn't even think about that. That's so funny. Um, but yeah, I mean, I obviously have not heard of this book at all. I've been hearing the name of this movie floating around, but I just wasn't sure of what it was about. So the cannibal thing is throwing me for a loop. But I was hearing after people saw the movie that it's really romantic. Timothy Chalamet is killer in this movie, but also the young actress opposite of him, named Taylor Russell, is a standout as well. So maybe this will become her um, breakout role, because I'm unfamiliar with her work. I believe I'll look her up in a bit, but that's also one
no,
that
nothing you've
has been
seen.
getting quite a bit of traction. Excuse me. What were you saying, Alex?
I don't think you've seen any of the movies she's been in. I'm looking at it right now. I haven't
Okay.
seen any of them. So I hadn't heard of this. I think Call Me by Your Name is massively overrated. It's one of our most disliked videos on this platform because Kyle and I didn't dig it. Timothy has grown on me as an actor. Um, I think Dune really helped that because I actually think he does something a bit different in Dune. I think he's great in Lady Bird. I think he's very good, but outshined by the brilliant women in Little Women. But he plays similar characters. Beautiful Boy is probably the biggest breakaway outside of Dune for me. But he does a lot of similar things. I'm excited for him to do Willy Wonka because that doesn't strike Timothy Chalamet to me. And so I like that he's
Hmm.
taking on roles that are a bit different. Um, because I think he kind of just plays a very similar stuck up character quite often. I don't know if this is going to be that at all, but I'm interested in this. I'm not as high on it just because the director I actually think has not put out these incredible movies. I think he's put out some okay movies. Um, but I'll be definitely interested to give it a shot, especially if everybody's talking about how good everyone is.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if he actually does something different. I have a strong feeling looking at these pictures, it won't be. But anyway, what else from Venice?
Uh, a movie called Tar, starring Kate Blanchett, is getting a lot of buzz, mainly for
Tar.
obviously how amazing she is and
Ooh,
probably
Mark
is going to be
Strong.
when we see the movie. It's supposed to be a movie, by the sounds of it, that is a depiction of an artist's preparation and how legacy can be the death of artistry. According to some of the
Huh.
interviews I've been seeing between Kate Blanchett and Todd Fields when it comes to this movie. Um, and I believe it's Todd Fields' first movie since the movie Little Children, by the looks of it, of the research that
Yeah.
I put in, because I forgot about that. Um, Not a movie that has been on my radar for sure, but if it comes to my theater, I guess I'll try and check it out because Kate Blanchett obviously is magnetic in any movie that she's in ever. So why would I not want to try and see her in this one? Seems like it's going to be a slow burn of a movie too, just by the trailer that I saw from it a few days prior as well. But that could be all right.
I
Sign me up.
second that. I second what you said. What's next? Any other
All
movies
right.
of notoriety?
Uh, Sam Mendes is back with a movie called Empire of Light. It sounds like it's supposed to be a movie that's an ode to cinemas, kind of, well, maybe in the way of like a Cinema Paradiso is, but for like Sean Mendes, Sam Mendes on a personal level, excuse me. Um, I've been hearing mixed things about the movie. The performances are very good by the sounds of it, and the cinematography is also
It's a
brilliant
great
because
cast.
it's Roger Deakins, I believe, is reteaming with Sam again. But in terms of the overall movie and what it's trying to go for, it sounds like it's a bit of a mixed bag. So um, it doesn't give me too much. That makes me a little bit nervous because I have seen the trailer for this movie, and I was a little excited about it because right away it seemed like it was this ode to movie theaters, and it seemed like a very beautiful looking movie. So I was hoping the story would land as well, but maybe it'll just be different for me. But that's just what I'm hearing coming out of what people have seen for Empire of Light.
Hmm. I'm
Who's in the
interested. I
cast?
really like Sam Mendes. It's Olivia Colman, Colin Firth,
Oh.
Monica Dolan, Toby Jones, our boy Dobby. Let's go.
He's great in everything.
Yeah,
Love
no,
him.
yeah, that's a good cast. I'm curious. I think Sam Mendes, some people didn't like it. I think 1917 was a great war movie, one of the best war movies we've had in a
Yeah,
while. I thought it was awesome. Obviously, he's
beautiful
made
movie.
some good and very bad James Bond movies. Revolutionary Road, though, is good. Jarhead is underrated, I feel like. Road to Perdition is very good. He made American Beauty, which, as much as I hate Kevin Spacey, is an incredible movie. Um, so I'm in. I'm in. I like Sam Mendes a lot. What else? Is that it? Is that the big heavy hitters?
No, I do have one more mention.
Dear God.